And so our train of sexual degeneracy continues chugging right along in its long and erection-inducing journey all the way over to many stops around the world. And there's one place in the world that does get a couple of stops on this train. And of course, that place is our favorite crack spot in the entire world, the Moonlight Inn. You, my beautiful Moonlight babies, needed yet another nipple-hardening story to get you through the day. And today, I bring you yet another installment in the chronicles of this fucking absolute pit of despair. I should preface this this video by saying that this was a story that that our maintenance worker Don Pedro had mentioned to us. He's this little old man, and he works around the property, and he's been around the block a couple of times, if I'm using the lingo correctly. And you know, he's full of wisdom and full of wonderful things to say. And he wanted to tell me, I guess you could say a fable, or like a sort of cautionary tale about the dangers of alcohol. And then he tells me this story that he witnessed back in December of 2020. Don Pedro is this little old man, and he helps out around the property, picking up trash and, you know, painting walls and shit like that, so that the Moonlight Inn doesn't look like the wretched dumpster that it actually is on the inside. And on this unusually warm December day, he was going around cleaning the things, cleaning up the trash cans in the property, and making sure to take all the trash out, when he sees a young, beautiful, lovely, young, blonde woman stumbling out into the parking lot. Pedro has been around the block a couple of times. He knows when somebody's walking around drunk. He could tell that this girl is already intoxicated. It was the morning when this happened, out in broad daylight, and this woman was already wasted, stumbling out into the parking lot. Young woman, probably somewhere between like 18 to 21, if my memory serves me correctly. And again, tell me if you've heard this one before. A lovely, beautiful young woman is now a resident at the Moonlight Inn, and was probably perfectly nice when she entered. Pedro was telling me about how this lovely young girl, this lovely young blonde woman could have been his granddaughter for all he knew. And here she was, stumbling out into the parking lot drunkenly. And where was this beautiful young drunk woman going off to? The place where all the most sexually thrilling, passion-inducing stories occur. And if you guessed the dumpster, you were right. But while she's there, at the dumpster, hanging on to the side of it drunkenly, that's when she decides, in full view of anybody that was in the parking lot, and the only one who was in the parking lot at that moment just happened to be this little old man that was cleaning up trash on the property. What does she decide to do? She decides to give the sexiest strip show of a lifetime. That's what she decides to do. The woman strips all her clothes right then and there at the dumpster. Strips completely bare fucking nude. You know, she just takes off all her clothes in view of everyone right in broad daylight. And this little old man who sees a woman young enough to be his granddaughter, his heart is racing. His tears are forming in his eyes, thinking about what the fuck is happening. He's thinking, oh, I gotta find out where this poor woman's room is. Does she not have anybody? Is there not anybody that can help this poor woman? He's looking around. He couldn't exactly see where the woman came from. And all the while, the girl is still taking off all her clothes until she is butt-ass naked. So what does she do next? At the time, maintenance had thrown out this old mattress, that had gotten really moldy and shitty, and there was just no use for it, and they just kind of tossed it behind the dumpster, where all this other useless crap is. That's where she decides to go, lay on top of the side of it, right in the bare sun, stretching her arms out wide, and making a pose this Marilyn Monroe pose. Poor little old Don Pedro is just is just horrified by this. You know, he just he feels like he needs to get some help, but eventually just this one dude that was apparently from the room that she was in, I hope he was from the room that she was in, comes out and sees her stretched out, drunk, on top of a mattress in the sun. And that's when he tells her that, you know, he needs to come on back inside. I think he puts a jacket over her so that nobody can see her. And they walk back to the room. And surprisingly, not a other soul saw this except this poor little old man who happened to be cleaning trash that day. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, share to everybody you know. I have a TikTok now if you want to go ahead and follow me there too. Subscribe to Stoner Scribe. Hit that little notification bell at the bottom so that you know when my videos come out. Until next time, my beautiful moon babies, I love you all. Peace out.